Alrighty. The level 65 alchemy quest, given to us by Severian, in the guild master of Ul'dah. One of my favorite quest titles in a long time. Do Goldsmiths dream of gilded sheep? Which is a play on, I think his name is Dick, right? God. Something Dick is the writer of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? This is basically like the series or a couple books that got turned into Blade Runner. Wait, did he write a book called Blade Runner? I don't actually know that. I've read the Androids Electric Sheep book. I think I read another book of his, but I don't remember which one it was called. But yeah, obviously a direct. That's exactly what they're playing with here. So, level 65. Here we go. My erudite extern. Welcome. I have been wanting to tell you, I did indeed meet and speak with Mumuepo. Alas, even for all my charm, I was unable to get the truth out of him with regards to Heartstrike. And rightly so. He is a jailed man, imprisoned for crimes he is known to have committed. Should he confess to any further crimes, his sentence will only be extended. One can hardly fault him for his reticence. I hoped at the very least to acquire permission to investigate the coffin in his charge, yet I failed even in that. But we must not give ourselves to despair just yet. There are other ways to exhume the dead beyond the keeper of the burial rites. We must turn our efforts to those the deceased has left behind, relatives, a spouse. In their presence, the gravekeeper will have no pretense for preventing us to proceed. No doubt it may sound somewhat unagreeable to you, but I fear there is no other means at our disposal. What you must do now is clear. Travel to Eraleg's burial chamber and speak with Yedgitha. Learn what you can from her of whatever family survives our queer corpse. Well, okay. I've had the cat for a little bit here. Bye, Torojiro. And hello, Wind Up Kicker. I've had you too recently. Sorry. Is random really random? The Algo still kind of more recently than a lot of the other, but whatever. The burial chamber is near the Thaumaturge Guild, right? Yes. And in we go. Here's Yedgitha again, the old lady who will not let us inspect the coffin. You again? I told you once before to leave, and I won't again. I explain why I'm here. You come on behalf of the alchemist Severian, and you wish to know of the deceased relatives? I nod. Very well, we've had such requests from him before with regards to preservation of the dead. For such a noble deed, I'll not deny you the information you seek. The man at rest in the sarcophagus you speak of. What? Man, I thought it was a gal. What? Anyway, in the sarcophagus you speak of is survived by the great songstress of Ul'dah in days past, Philemine. Oh, that's Y'shtola's mom, right? Lisa's? No, Y'shtola's mom. I am told she can be found in Revenant's Toll. If you are able to convince her to come here with you, protocol will permit me to give you leave to examine the dead in her care. She said man, it was a woman, wasn't it? Am I crazy? I mean, I am, but am I? Teleport. Cost $3.46. We're gonna use a ticket. Gonna use a ticket, bro. Why are you up here? Oh, yeah. She's actually in the base last time I talked to her, but here's Philemine. As far as I remember, she's the mom of Y'shtola, who we kind of didn't know was alive, and then we found her. Cutscene. She's up on this little, restaurant deck. She stands. Why, hello there, Mercy. Whatever brings you to these parts? Eraleg's burial chamber? You wish to know of the body interred there in my charge? Oh, is it a different tomb? And what could you possibly mean to do with such knowledge? The body at rest there is someone very special to me. If this is simply a matter of satisfying your curiosity, I'm afraid I must refuse. I take a half step back, but I explain what I'm doing. So, have you discovered a corpse that seems... So, you have discovered a corpse that seems to be yet alive. I do not understand what that has to do with the deceased in my care. Surely you do not think there is some connection between the two? I nod. Heartstrike, you say? A blade imbued with the power to resurrect the dead, and you suspect a thaumaturge of conducting such experiments? If that were to be true, then... Very well, I will tell you of the one laid to rest in my keep. She walks to the edge to look over at the market below and the town of Revenant's Toll in whole. It is my love, my dearest Niel. He was murdered just before the coming of the calamity. But there is more. Once dead, it was as if time itself stopped, as if the natural laws were suspended just for him. His body does not deteriorate. Even now he appears as the day he died. The grief of losing my Niel was more than I could bear. I surrendered myself to the belief that some strange affliction had taken him, but that someday he would waken from it and return to me. Without that to carry me, I myself could not have survived. I think she's like the adopted mom of Y'shtola. I don't know. I forgot how that all worked out. But as I spent my days raising Asilia, which I think is Y'shtola, I slowly came to live with the realization that he was dead, and that never would he return to me. And now the belief I cling to is that his soul is at peace at Thal's side. Even so, I searched tirelessly for some way to make sense of what is happening to my Niel, but I have found nothing to lead me to an answer. You say you have found a young lady whose remains exhibit the same strangeness as my love's, and that this blade, this heartstrike, may well be responsible for it. That is what you are thinking, is it not? I nod. Then I will help you where I can. Let us find this heartstrike together. I nod again. But I am reminded now of what transpired the last time you and I worked together in such a way. Perhaps, yes, I know just who to call upon for this. She holds a hand to her ear to talk on her link shell. An old friend of mine will lend his aid. I have asked him to meet with us at the Erlig's burial chamber. Will you come? I should very much like to introduce you to my Niel. It's like she's probably in her 50s, like not old by any means at all, but back to Ulda. Do I have? I don't know what that is. Alright, back to the Thaumaturge's guild. And then around the corner to the burial chamber de Erlig. I know I put some Spanish in there with day. Here's Philomene in the second of the three coffins. Next to the second of the three. Wow. It looks as though my old friend is yet to arrive. Come, let us meet Niel while we wait. It is time to open his coffin. Cutscene. He does indeed look like, maybe 30s. Inside the coffin lies a perfectly preserved Elzen male. His beautiful, peaceful visage, suggests a state of slumber rather than death. The absence of a pulse and breath suggests the absence of life, but it feels as though the corpse could awaken at any moment. It is the same phenomenon displayed by the remains of the young lady. Well, I'd not expected to be called here of all places. It's been a long time, Lamine. I don't know who it is yet. Oh, it's a Rogadin with a sword at his hip. Gladiator then, I guess. Oh, bronze bull. Oh, isn't he like a gladiator? Yeah, he's a gladiator here, isn't he? Indeed it has. I wonder, should I still call you the bronze bull? Don't start with that. It's Grainfar. Grei Nancy Frank ARR. Just like it always was. He's got kind of graying hair, maybe around her age. Grainfar is an old friend to both Niel and myself. Grainfar? Oh, I know this adventurer. The one what forged me a sword. You've my thanks for that, still. I cherish it to this very day. Tell me, then, for what are we here? So he is the gladiator who he forged a sword for that was commissioned by someone he used to fight with in the war, I think? I don't know. It was part of the blacksmithing questline, I believe. Mercy is with us, Grindfar, and she is here to help, to save Niel. He takes a half step back. She looks at the coffin again. I've come to realize that so long as we are unable to put his death behind us, we will never be able to move forward with our lives. He looks at the body. There were choices I made when Niel Fresney, Niel Frayne, maybe? I don't know how it's pronounced. Nancy IELLE Frank RE Sam Nancy E. Niel Fresney, whatever. I'm just gonna call him Niel. There were choices I made when Niel was killed. I chose not to dwell on his death. I chose to leave my friends and make myself scarce. Ever since, I haven't been able to live with myself, so if there's aught I can do now, I'll do it. Let us give him and ourselves peace. Thank you, Grindfar. Your words bring me great comfort. She turns to me. Then I turn now to you, Mercy. Tell your tale to Grindfar. Tell him of the corpses, the thaumaturge, heartstrike, everything. I nod to her, go into my spiel with him. He's shocked a couple times. Another corpse that doesn't rot? It can't be. Heartstrike lost its power. It's useless and has been ever since I stole it from Lord Lolorito some 5 years past. You mean to say you had it in your possession? Grindfar, tell me now. Do you know who did this to Niel? If only. I saw how he was. Dead, but not. It wasn't natural. I had heard of the blade and what it could do. I suspected it had been used on him. So I thought if Heartstrike could be used to do this, perhaps it could be used to undo it. I meant to free his spirit from whatever jail it's in. I learned the blade belonged to Lord Loloritos, and so I broke into his estate and stole it. She looks back to the body. But the Heartstrike you took was already void of power, if it ever had any at all, and so you weren't able to save Niel with it. Right. After that, I threw the blade into Soot Creek to be done with it. But this changes things. If Mumuepo dealt in these darkest of arts, it might be he knows a way to save Niel. Problem is, that crazed mummer's not like to speak any truths from his cell. I'll meet with him myself. I have some old friends of my own that may be able to arrange it. And you, adventurer, I'll have a word outside with you. I give him a nod. He leaves the cutscene. We have one last look at Niel as the scene goes black. And we head out a little bit to next to the Etherite shard-ish. Grindfar for another cutscene. To meet with Mumuepo may prove simple enough, but having the truth from him will not. This is where I ask your aid. I need you to speak with the alchemist Severian. Find out what tonics or potions he can muster to loose the lips of our Lalafell. I mean to present it under the guise of good intentions. Forgive me, this is the way, but I did not wish to speak of it to Philomene. Now go, and may the gods go with you. Somebody is kind of watching us from behind a corner. Had a sword, a shield. That's all I saw, like hips down, basically. We go to the Alchemist Guild to talk to Severian. I explained what I've been up to. So the remains of the famed goldsmith Niel suffer the same twisted fate as that of our young lady, and you believe the blade heartstrike to be the common thread that weaves this tapestry together. Most intriguing. And now Grindfar asks for a gift for Mumuepo, does he? A concoction to turn the Lalafel's tongue to talking. Such deviousness. I dare say I like the way our Grindfar thinks. As it just so happens, I was considering a similar tactic myself. Indeed, I have already begun preparation of the ingredients needed, yet a dilemma lies before us. Namely this. Mumuepo is not fool enough to simply imbibe some unknown tonic presented him by a random caller. But as can be expected, I have the solution. It has come to my knowledge that Mumuepo has an unslakable thirst for Mun Tui juice. Mary U. Nancy Tom U.Y. Mun Tui juice. And it just so happens that exposing said juice to the fermentation process twice over yields a natural truth serum, one our unsuspecting Lalafellows like to quaff heartily and without heed. Here then, take these reagents, but mind your hand. They may appear to be no more than mere juice ingredients, but within them lies the potential for great chemical catastrophe. As usual, we are handed the ingredients. Why do you tarry here? Grindfar awaits a twice-fermented Mun Tui juice at Araleg's burial chamber, does he not? See it to him with all haste, and should you discover aught else, bring word to me forthwith. Special recipes, class quest, twice-fermented Mun Tui juice. Juice ingredients, we're ready to go. We'll use a muscle memory just to start us off. Innovation rotation. Okay, we'll use that's the best. Okay, we'll cap us off here. We lost our buff from muscle memory, but that's fine. I need 40 plus 81 plus 100. Wow, damn. So 220 something? 320? No, I can be right. 40 plus 100 plus 81. Yeah. Oh, yeah, 220-ish. Yeah. Weird. 221. I don't know why. Anyway. Veneration makes it so that our careful synth will get us there in one more. We don't, and the only downside, we don't get any experience points for these crafts, but, you know, the materials were free, so kind of makes sense. Wait, where are we going? Oh, yeah, right here. Here's Grindfar for the turn-in. We're able to mix us a gift for Mumuepo, and over the HQ twice-fermented Mun Tui juice. Isekai Trunkun. I don't know what that means. Oh, a job well done, my friend. I knew I was in the right to ask this of you. I need time to see the deed done. You and Philomene will have to wait. 1,758,750 experience points, 1748 gil, 250 water crystals, a Doman iron alembic, which I have made an HQ lower level alembic that is better than this NQ level 65. Manipulation will probably mostly replace Waste Not 2 in a lot of cases, but not all. I've already crafted all of this stuff. It just doesn't look like it because I didn't like the look of it, so I just glamored all of it except the hands. The hands aren't bad. Just like some rings, some cool rings and a bracelet kind of thing. Actually, the rings might be these rings. I don't actually know. What does it look like without that? Alright, and then so we'll take the gil anyway, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, without the ring, without the, oh, so that was like a bunch of rings. This was like 3 rings in the wrist thing here, so pretty cool. Looks cool. I don't know why I had to re-register that. Well, the synth, the alembic. Oro Shigane ingots are pretty useful. I got 2 of them, that's pretty cool. Anywho, Grindfar and I thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. my voice is done for the night for sure. I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now. Laters.